dum, tippity bum, tippity bum, tippity bum, tippity bum, diggity dum. What year is this, Steve? It's 1984, since you asked. Reaganomics. And it's the 7th of April, 1984. And Huey Lewis and the News. And, I think they're 84, aren't they? I think so. That's the power of love. Yes, it's true. I'm so happy to be stuck with you. Yeah, one's slightly better than the other one of those two tracks. Now, this is WCCW, World Class Championship Wrestling, with Bill Mercer and Mark Lawrence. Mark Lawrence, not getting too excited about anything. It is announcing. And this is actually quite frenetic, because you've got a main event, which is a 6-man tag for the 6-man tag championships, no less. And before we get there, there's a little bit of good work, actually. Not a lot happens, but and there were none of the big feuds. You haven't got what's it? Is it Garvin? It's Garvin, isn't it? This is Garvin, and I'm doing so many territories. This is Garvin and Chris Adams, isn't it? You don't see them this week at all. Or Precious or Sunshine. Sunshine, to quote an Oasis type line. First we've got Johnny Mantell versus Chick Donovan. Now, they're like a couple of fighting cocks, according to Bill Mercer. I'm not quite sure about that. They look like wrestlers to me. However, they are both good guys. And so the crowd are cheering for both. And they don't seem to be confused about that. You often get that on the WWE, don't you? Quite sure who to cheer for. No, they just don't want to cheer for either of them. There's a bit of that in the WWE these days, particularly in NXT. But here, they're cheering for both, and it's quite frenetic, and it's quite good mat wrestling as well. There's a headlock from Chick Donovan, and then a leg scissors, and a Hurricane Rana. He then, he gets the leg scissors, the Rana from the leg scissors. He then holds on to the leg scissors again. The Golden Man, according to Bill Mercer. I sounded a bit like Gordon Soley again then. And there's 60 seconds to go, and we're still sitting in the head scissors. You might want to try something to get the win, lads, rather than just sitting there. Go on. So they do trade forearms. There's a Chick Donovan back elbow, which looked a bit tough, actually. They trade pins, but then it's a time limit draw. And nobody's really happy about that. Chick Donovan's not really set the world alight so far, and yet they're really pushing him. He's such a surfer dude, and tanned, and golden man, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know they're pushing him through his paces, but this doesn't help him, this time limit draw, does it? Against Johnny Mantell, who is not really a top draw, is he, in WCW at this time? Now, Super Destroyer 1, with General Skandar Akbar, will be a Destruction Incorporated. He is facing Mike Reed. This won't last very long. There's Super Destroyer smacks him around a bit, gets up for a drop kick. He's a big man. He's close to 300 pounds, Bill Mercer reminds us, and quite rightly too. It looked good, because he's a long gentleman as well. So he got full extension. A superplex from the second rope, and he gets the pin from that. Second rope, but it's 1984, and so I suppose that's fairly okay. Now, Skandar Akbar sits down with Bill Mercer. Would you like some tea, Skandar? No, I'm alright, thank you. How about some kind of chocolate biscuit? That might be nice. Not that kind of sit down, but they are in comfortable chairs. And Akbar says he knows that Andre the Giant is coming. Oh, yes. He says that Kamala would like to meet him, and he'll come out on top. And of course, that's sure, because he's got the missing link as well. They're ready for Andre, and he says they will then attack, and he mentions lots of other wrestlers in WCCW. So he's going to go through the wrestlers. Then it's mentioned that the Great Kabuki is coming, and Skandar Akbar says, I don't want to talk about that. Bill Mercer tries a couple of times to get it back to that, but he won't talk about it. Why? Because he wants to bring us in. Why? Because it's the Parade of Champions, or is it the Parade of Champions, isn't it? Which is going to be at the Texas Stadium. It's going to be well absolutely well received. It's going to be full. It's going to have Kerry Von Erich versus Ric Flair for the NWA title. It's going to have Kerry Von Erich winning that. I think he does at this one, doesn't he? And then dropping it about a month later, I think. So it was the title switch for really David Von Erich and the sad passing of David Von Erich and the memorial for him. So that's why we're talking about Kabuki, because he's facing Kamala at that event. Now, I must review that at some point. Kelly Kiniski's next. They've now turned him full heel because he is facing Kerry Von Erich. Kelly gets some boos, but not complete boos. He will, though, at the end of this fight. It's rather good, you know. Bronco Lubitsch is your referee. Oh, yes. It's either going to be Bronco or David Manning, isn't it, really, at this point? Now, Kerry Von Erich kicks him off first, and Kiniski's unhappy about that. As Mercer says, it is a wrestling move. Standing drop kick from Von Erich, which is lovely, and another drop kick, a standing drop kick, which kind of misses. They show it in slow motion, just to assure you that it has actually missed the target. Yeah, it's not ideal. Then you've got Kiniski bailing. He's cheesed off. He gets back in and works a headlock. Swinging neck breaker. Back to a headlock. Yeah. Eric gets the iron claw, but Kiniski has it scouted, folks, and throws him over the top rope, or, you know, over the turnbuckles, really. Then there's a headlock, yet again, from Kiniski. Getting a little boring, Kelly. And then we've got a missile dropkick for a 2 count from Kevin. A backbreaker, which is lovely, actually, from Kiniski. Bronco Lubitsch counts the 3, and then as he counts the 3, and Kiniski is celebrating, he sees that there is a foot under the ropes from Kevin Von Erich. Oh, that old thing. And he changes his mind. So he's talking to Kiniski. Von Erich sees this and gets the pin on the distraction. Oh, that old thing. And there are afters from Kiniski, but he suffers a drop kick and has to bail. So now he is full heel. And it seems as though we haven't been watching very much. It's very smooth this week. And we're at the main event. It's the Freebirds, who are the champions in the triple tag championship belt situation, and Kamala, and the Missing Link, and Super Destroyer 2. So we've seen one, now we've seen 2. He's got the more colourful mask. It's a black and red thing. And it will be Skandar Akbar's Destruction Incorporated stable. Now, the Freebirds get cheers. They now, as Bill Mercer said at the end, never thought I'd see a standing ovation for the Freebirds. They turn them completely heel. They've done, face, should I say. They've done that very well. Now, there is a Super Destroyer 2 knee to Michael Hayes, and then Hayes stamps on Kamala's feet. Gordy smacks the Missing Link, and he really sells after missing a flying headbutt. The Missing Link misses a flying headbutt off the top. He walks to the ropes on his knees. It's really weird. Yeah, walking around on his knees. There is a nasty Super Destroyer 2 flying backbreaker or a spine buster. Now, Bill calls it a backbreaker. I don't think he really connected with the knee on the back. It looked like a spine buster to me, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I couldn't see it all, or maybe I just wasn't bothered to play it back. That'll be what it is. Now, Gordy then comes in on everyone. Yeah, of course he does. Go on, Bam Bam. They're all in. Gordy is attacked by everybody at one point, and Hayes then goes for Super Destroyer 2's mask. Link, the Missing Link, thinks I'll spear him. Guess what happens, folks? It's taken by the Super Destroyer 2, and then there's the pin. And then there's some afters. The Freebirds bail, and Michael Hayes is brandishing a big trophy. I presume that's the 6-man tag trophy. It's almost as tall as he is, and he's brandishing it as if to say, "Come on, I'll fight you with this." It was rather a good episode, folks. Frolics, rather a good episode, and not much happened. Great main event though. It was made to be a hot mess. It was made to be chaos, and it was created really well. So you got to see lots of action, and you got to see everybody who was in that fight, even Buddy Roberts, who's often forgotten as one of the Freebirds, and it had a great outcome, great action. The rest of the the programme wasn't that shabby either. Kelly Kiniski and Kevin Van Erich was good. Johnny Mantell and Chick Donovan, yeah. Super Destroyer 1 and Mike Reed, blink and you'll miss it. But generally, I rather enjoyed it. And I am enjoying this World Class Championship Wrestling panoply. Yeah, I'll keep watching. Why? Because this is for A Plus Productions and I love them. And also, Steve Swift Rambling Reviews, of course. Of course, Steve Swift Rambling for the Nations. Yeah, and I'll continue to watch because they want me to, and so do you. And you know what? So do I. Ta-ta.